Since the dawn of eternity, 4 lights of hope have shone upon the world. Men flock to these lights, around which they build 4 peristylia. Each peristylium becomes their faith and society, the path upon which they are set. The vermilion bird, wings of fire to lift the heart. The white tiger, steely arms by which to seize knowledge. The azure dragon, unclouded eyes that see all beneath the sky. The black tortoise, a rigid shield and a well-guarded blade. But when 9 and 9 meet 9, Tempus Finis shall be willed upon them. For without the Agito, their world, called Orience, must persist in its spiral.
In this time of absolute darkness, we must unite to bring forth the light of hope. The time has come. Yes, this is the dawn of a new age.
And so the Milites Empire, home to the White Peristylium, invaded the neighboring dominion of Rubrum. As soon as the declaration of war was made, the Militesi main fleet swarmed into all corners of Rubrum. At the same time, a separate fleet was charged with a sneak attack on the Vermilion Peristylium. A lessee accompanied this task force. Using a lessee to invade a sovereign state was a direct violation of the Pax Codex, a treaty created by all 4 crystal states of Orience. The besieged Peristylium attempted to repel Milites's Magitech armors with powerful magic. Not even the mighty warships could withstand the awesome power of the summoned Eidolons. It seemed that the Militesi offensive would fail. However, the lessee Kunmi led a special unit past Rubrum's defenses and activated a new weapon, the Crystal Jammer, neutralizing the power of the Vermilion Bird Crystal. Severed from the source of their magical powers, the Rubrum forces were quickly overwhelmed and overrun. Imperial Marshal Sid Olstein demanded of Chancellor Kalia Cheval VI, the leader of Rubrum, that he surrender and transfer the Vermilion Bird Crystal to Militesi control.
Your crystal cannot protect you. Resistance is no longer an option. You have 6 hours. You must comply with our demands, or face the full might of our forces. In which case, I promise you, the roads of Rubrum will run red with the blood of her people.
May the crystal guide them to salvation.
When 9 and 9 meet 9, the depths of reason shall stir. When the seal of creation is broken, a voice like thunder shall sound, and thou shalt know. We have arrived.
Badass. This is a good game. That was the wrong button.
For them, the path was not chosen.
They chose their path,
Yes. Not knowing the fear of death.
having never learned the fear of confronting it.
This game, man. Hardcore for a Final Fantasy game.
Still
Hardcore.
always to go. Is everyone all right? Have you seen a guy? A guy with a red cape?
No, I haven't. You?
Visual! Kill them! Jesus. Whew. We got messed up.
Okay. Stay with me. Ace, I'm coming.
You can barely stay up on your bird there, man.
find Ace. Teacher. Teacher. Damn. Ace.
I'm here! I'm right here.
Jesus Christ, just torched those dudes. Oh, damn, man. This game hurts to look at. Fuck.
Izana.
It's too late.
I know that.
I knew I could count on you. Teacher. Let's rest. A while. I always thought that your name was weird. I'm telling you, Machina must have.
Why did I come to see this bloodshed? I know, man. This part hurts.
What do you think, girl?
And we're still going. Gotta make sure this is dragged on for as long as possible.
Stay strong. Rem. I would have liked to see you again. DJ.
I would consider them to be like the three
That you're
main characters-ish.
with me.
That guy just died with his bird. Obviously, Ace couldn't save him.
No.
I'll give you a good plot rundown after this cutscene
I don't.
of what's
want to
happened so
die.
far. I know! This is hardcore, isn't it? They played a theme song that I had to skip. You invited me to see a dying chocobo. Yes, that was the whole point. So this plays a lot like 14.
Class 0.
No.
Respond.
Class 0 here.
Good. The comm arrived safely. Praise be unto the warrior who lost his name. I am Kurasame. I'll be your CO. Your objective. Locate the Empire's crystal jammer. Then
It's a good
neutralize
song.
it to restore the crystal.
So,
Understood.
mm-hmm.
May the crystal guide you.
So, yeah. So 4 states have crystals. Ours is under attack by the Empire, because of course it is. Because they want it. They've invaded our city, our capital city, and used the crystal jammer to keep most people from using the crystal for magic. We don't follow those rules because we do not draw our power from the crystals. We do it from somewhere else, and I'm not going to say where right now. It's basically a Magitech way to like stop the crystal from letting people use its magic powers. Crystal jammer. So it's the Empire set up this machine that blocks the crystal from giving everyone its magic powers. And the Empire came in and killed a bunch of people trying to steal the crystal. And that's where we are right now at the moment.
Fire! Why couldn't I use magic? Help me, please!
Cards. Okay, so the 3 characters right now are 3 of the members of Class 0. Class 0, they all have specific powers unrelated to the crystal that will get explored a little bit later. But there's 13 members in Class 0, and they're all playable party members
Seal the exit! It's all you. It's my turn.
that I can swap between.
Surround them! See ya!
And that has similar like
Crush 'em!
abilities and such to oh, and God, I forgot about this. Oh, I missed him.
Fire until you're out of ammo! To the left!
Same type of deal as Final Fantasy VIII, where we're all military students. The main style is more like 14. It's kind of 14, but you can swap between the 3 character members, the 3 party members, and each button is assigned to a skill. And you can assign what that skill is and such in customization. So it's more like 14 in that regard.
First, utilize the central
It is, but it kind of also isn't.
Lead up to the airbase and investigate the Militesi flagship that's docked there.
I mean, I would call 14 action.
The Dominion's fate is in your hands. May the crystal guide you.
Crush 'em!
It's kind of a combination of 15 and 14. Because it is more actiony than 14, but it also has a lot of the same skill types going. Yeah, I would say it's kind of a combination of both in that regard. What in the hell is that
What
thing?
the hell?
I've never sensed such a powerful aura. Can't be.
Oh, she's super dead. Good thing they give me re-raise.
Time to sit out.
I got this. I don't remember this at all. What in the hell is happening?
He just ran away.
What was that?
It's all you.
Must have been something that just kicked the shit out of me a little bit and then ran away. I don't remember that at all.
Crush him!
Leave it to me.
I'm gonna stick with Sword Lady.
We've spotted the enemy unit! Preparing to engage!
Get in position!
Prepare for landing!
Queen here. What is it?
Just testing the line.
Keep the lines clear of your nonsense.
Nonsense?
What about you?
The operation is proceeding as planned.
Same here. Saint, what's your status?
I got this.
Everything's buttery smooth over here.
8.
Something pushes.
Well, sounds like we're all on schedule.
Oh, he or she is a nice character. Trey, he's bow and arrow man.
Then, 3 hours into the operation, many of the Dominion's airship squadrons had not yet fully achieved their objectives. A lack of experience combined with Imperial counterattacks was jeopardizing the operation. To make matters worse, without access to their most powerful weapon, magic, Rubrum's ground forces suffered severe casualties and were unable to reach their objective, Academia.
I like,
Class 0, do you read me?
I like Seiss. She's, number 6. And she's a Scythe lady. I'm just gonna save over this game here.
It's inside the Militesi flagship in the airship docking bay. Head there immediately.
Yeah, she's got a scythe. Her name is Seiss. S-S-I-C-E.
I think you know this already, but you're free to suppress any resistance.
What? The device is still operational? Impossible! They're using magic right in front of us! Call! Get word upstairs! Prepare to deploy!
Unrelated. Though you will hear similar phrases and terms, like Lassie will get mentioned here probably very shortly. They're unrelated to anything that's going on in 13. Like I said, it's It's like they gave two different directors
It's all you. It's my turn.
the same lore, and we're like, write two different stories. But aside from that, the characters are unrelated.
Leave it to me. Time to sit out.
Technically,
I got this.
you could say that. Like I said, they're not really. They share a similar lore. So you're gonna hear names. You're gonna hear things like Lassie and Fal'Cie and things like that. But technically are related. Like I said, it's like they took the same lore and just were like, write two completely different things. Because what Fal'Cie and what Lassie are in this game are completely different from what they are in 13.
Any further?
Take them down. Invaders on the main deck. Shoot them on sight.
Hit him, Ace! Jesus
My
Christ!
turn.
Fire until you're out of ammo!
See ya.
I don't think they share any of the same gods, no.
Leave it to me.
Not from what I recall from playing this so long ago. Then again, it's also been a hot minute since I've played
Signal's
13,
coming
so.
from just beyond there. Take it out.
But if memory serves, no.
Time to sit out.
I got this. Close the barrier.
And is he the leader? Technically, Ace would be the leader. King has guns. You'll get a chance to meet everybody here in a minute. After the intro.
Eliminated.
Use the magicite to destroy it.
There's their crystal jammer that's messing up our
Time to pull
shit.
out.
Rem and Machina are part of the 13,
Good
but are
work.
not.
Now get out of there before the ship crashes.
They only become part of the 13 after this. Well, no, well they're members 14 and 15 respectively, and they get added to the class afterwards after this particular battle that we're doing.
It's all you. It's my turn.
After they were proved worthy of being accepted into our class. They don't. as they were added in afterwards, they don't get a number. There's Machina right there. And you can see he doesn't have a red cape. He's not cool like us yet.
Red. Take it easy now.
Yeah. I'm okay. But Machina, the crystal.
Yeah, I saw. It looks like its power is returning.
Come on, Machina.
All right.
They're not like us. They actually do have to use the crystal for magic. Members of Class Zero are very different.
Anyone who can still fight, gather in front of the facility. Unknown weapon signature detected in the arena.
Tutorial's over. No more auto life.
Believes it's a new type of Magitech armor with an onboard jammer. Find it. And
Sorry,
once you
Mr.
find the
Dragon.
target, you've been authorized to use
Is there a
specialized
save in here?
orders
Yeah.
to whatever it takes.
Understood.
Special Eidolons are summons we can use without dying, right? Sweet.
Sweet.
Let's hear that report again.
Evil Empire man is mean. Always
Sir,
need to have one.
Vessel 6 has been confirmed destroyed.
Looks like we have
Gotta have an
anomaly
idiot.
on our hands. What about the 401st and 903rd?
I can't reach either
He's real
company
good
server.
though because he's got a katana. His movement stance is real slow, but his katana does busted damage.
This is Kusabi.
Bring me that
Spawn.
survivor. The one from the 161st.
Sir,
So although he's stupid, he's actually quite
Corporal Laws
effective.
of 161st.
So, you're certain you saw the enemy using magic?
Yes, sir.
My understanding is that after witnessing this, you fled from the battle. Then your unit was annihilated. Is that correct?
Yes. I felt it was my duty to report.
In the Militesi army, we do not tolerate soldiers who flee from their fear. 161st
Well, he's
company
dead.
was wiped out by Dominion magic. Clean this up.
Sir.
One of them has a whip sword like Ivy.
So even a l'Cie like Kunmi cannot keep the Vermilion Bird Crystal in check.
Well, this sucks. Where'd these rats crawl out from?
It's a she. And no. There's your l'Cie.
This really sucks.
I told you it's way different. They still have a focus and they still draw their magic from their respective crystals, so it's kind of similar in that regard. But they're more used as like super strong instruments of war. So each one of our empires has a l'Cie, so we have a l'Cie The Empire has a lessee. The other kingdoms have lessees that'll be important later. All drawn on by their respective countries' crystal. And now those two are being stupid. Getting their asses kicked.
Damn it! Oh, this sucks. Same old routine. Try something new.
Oh, fuck your sword.
Let's end this right now. Now then.
There's 3 more. There's Jack. Seven with the whip sword.
Did we get him?
What the?
And someone else. Oh, look, it's Odin.
They summoned here? Inside my jammer field? How?
Oh, and Ace. Ace is here, I guess. So summons work pretty cool in this game, like they're gonna explain to us right now.
Who are you?
We have to start over?
You basically just control them. You can equip them to the character, and you get one. You get to pick a character, a summon for a character, and you can go into that summon at any time. But it kills the character that you're playing as. Is how it works.
All you.
Roger that.
Fine. This ought to be quick. Sucks.
You don't have to tell me. Forget about me.
Ow! Seven's dead. As soon as I swap over to her. Oh, Jack's dead too. Shit. Oh god, everybody's dead. Can I swap characters? Ah, no. Everybody died. I got everybody killed. They don't let you revive characters in this game. You have to swap out from your reserves normally, but I don't have any reserves right now because this is a scripted mission. So everybody's just dead. We can just skip all this. I gotta refight this thing though.
Our goal is to occupy the building.
I got my ass whooped. Not paying attention.
Not yet.
Onward. I'm really sad I got everybody killed. Lady did a lot of damage and it hurt. It's okay, this Odin part isn't very hard.
How can you move? Who are you?
There we go. I don't remember who it is, to be totally honest with you. It's been a hot minute since I played this. But the crystal's worthless, and they're important. So they're drawing their power from the crystal. They're not going to be much health anyway. Ow! I got you. I'll let everybody die again. Perfect. Ugh. 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 You fucking suck.
This sucks.
Who are you people? Those red cloaks.
No way.
Yeah, we're the cool guys.
Down! Communication lost with Kunmi!
Impossible. What's going on out there?
The Vermilion Bird Crystal is fully restored. Magic readings in all sectors. Wait, point 68. A Lassie? A Vermilion Bird Lassie! I've lost contact with the 204th and 208th.
Ah, now our Lassie is coming.
Get our men out of there. Attention all units in Dominion territory. Halt all military operations and withdraw at once.
Retreat! Retreat!
Send HQ a code 991. We're transitioning to Operation Northern Dawn.
Sir.
To come this far just to be turned back.
6 hours into the operation, Rubrum's Agito Cadet Class 0 achieved its objective, and the Dominion succeeded in taking back its territory. It was here that Class 0 made its first mark in the pages of history.
See big scythe lady there on the right?
Misfortune has befallen academia and the Dominion at large. The Militesi Empire has broken the quadripartite Crystal States Pact, which was forged through the courage and wisdom of our forebearers. Because of this deplorable, gravely unwarranted, and unforgivable breach of faith, we have all lost many friends and loved ones. And yet, here I stand before you, proof that your strength of heart, your pure and noble desire to protect our beloved Rubrum and the Vermilion Bird Crystal was strong enough to win Academia back from our enemy. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the valiant warriors who accomplished this great feat.
Shut up, Chancellor.
However, we must also not forget those who fell in this terrible battle.
The Militesi forces that still unlawfully occupy our territories and liberate our villages, cities, and citizens that continue to suffer at the hands of the Empire. Rubrum is not in this alone. All of Orience must confront this challenge. I hope that you will all remember this as a new...
Chancellor! Anathemic readings in Lorca.
What?
Who is she? They'll explain.
One day, historians may refer to this as Tempus Finis.
Nonsense. This is not the beginning of the end. It is the first ray of hope, one that we've brought forth.
She's not a baddie, no. Sid is, though. Sid's a bad guy. Sid's a bad guy in this game. I think that might be a first.
In 842 RG, an Ultima bomb, powerful enough to obliterate an entire continent, was dropped on the Black Peristilium in Lorica. In the blink of an eye, the Lorican Alliance, which had stood proud for 700 years, was completely erased from the continent of Orience.
Yeah, the Black Crystal no longer exists. Oh yeah, he is in 13, isn't he? I forgot about that.
Raise the Vermilion Banner.
Yeah, 13 would have come first.
Fearing an attack with a second Ultima bomb, the Kingdom of Concordia, home to the Azure Peristilium, began defending the airspace over its territory and that of the Dominion of Rubrum.
So the other continent's helping us out too.
Concerned the war might spread to other nations, Concordia sought an immediate cessation of hostilities, but was rejected outright by the Dominion of Rubrum.
I've tried to do the same. I don't remember a lot about 13, to be fair. Maybe I've just been shitting on it for no reason.
With large portions of land occupied by the Empire, the Dominion was reluctant to accept a ceasefire, as that would be a silent concession to the Empire's act of aggression. The Consortium of Eight, Rubrum's supreme ruling council, spent several days debating how to recover their lost territory.
With our force's current state, do you really believe we can defeat the Empire in a full-scale conflict?
We'll have to abandon our outer territories and focus on defending the capital and retaking key strategic areas.
We can make up for our disadvantage in numbers with the sea. The Empire already unleashed the sea on us during this invasion. We're lucky that it wasn't a Primus. If they want to throw dirt at us, I say we just throw it right back at them.
My, you've quite the sense of humor. Do you really think a l'Cie would accede to the wishes of the Consortium?
Why not? The Vermilion Bird Crystal was attacked by an enemy l'Cie. It was put in danger. There's no way that its l'Cie could refuse to aid us in this situation.
And if the l'Cie operated by that logic, you might actually have a point.
Only the Vermilion Bird Crystal has the power to direct the l'Cie to help us. And the wills or won'ts surrounding that do not a productive discussion make.
Might I offer a suggestion? I understand the cadets who were involved in the liberation of the capital were unaffected by the jammer and managed to repel the White Tiger l'Cie. Can we create more soldiers with the same magic technology used to create them?
Bam!
Sorry I'm late. You can't simply repeat what I've done with the children. And the tech itself is classified. Disclosure is out of the question.
Dr. Aracia, have you learned anything about the Crystal Jammer?
Very little, I'm afraid. I can say with certainty, though, that no human could operate the jammer. It would take a l'Cie. However, my scanners haven't detected any
She's the
major
one who
disruptions
created the
since
Class
Laura
Zero
Little
kids.
Disappearing Act. Based on the data, I believe that something has happened to the l'Cie, and the jammer
And
is
thus all the
inoperable.
Class Zero kids call
Even
her
if
mother.
that's true, do you have an actual plan to get us out of this current mess?
Just deploy the cadets. I believe that is the best way to turn the tide of battle without compromising our defenses.
Undeniably, the Agito cadets would make for a potent implement of war, but...
Would it not be seen as an expansion of the role of those defending the Peristyle?
Of course.
No. If the l'Cie won't help us, what choice do we have?
Didn't you know that brains were
Very
stored
well.
in the bosom?
Shall we defer to the Chancellor's judgment?
The Dominion's very existence is imperiled. Each of us will be put to trial. Even the Agito cadets. And if Rubrum is at stake, they would welcome those challenges.
Oh, shit.
Very well, then. Shall we make it official?
Is it true that Class Zero was able to withstand the influence of the Crystal Jammer? It sure was, man. We did just that. Wow, I didn't believe the rumors about crimson-clad cadets thrashing the White Tiger l'Cie, but here you are, Class Zero in the fresh. I'm Aki from Class First. It's an honor. Why don't I show you around? This is Academia, home to the Vermilion Peristilium. Your homeroom should be just through this entrance and down the hall to the left. You haven't met with your CO yet, have you? You won't be officially registered as a cadet until you do, so I would head there first. Our privilege comes with plenty of responsibilities, too, but we cadets are all here to look out for each other, so don't be a stranger. Okay. Let's just have this music here. Where else would you put it? Might as well be in the hub.
Kupo?
I'm not trying to start something, but my bros have been pumping some mad iron lately, Kupo. They're totally determined to prove they're just as good as you dudes. Thanks, Moogle. I'm gonna go to the classroom now. Oh yeah, this game got HD'd right up. There you are, Ace. I've been waiting for you, darling. Before you officially register as a cadet, there's something your mother would like to know. I have to warn you, the 2 new cadets will be joining you dears in Class 0. They may don the same crimson capes, but don't be fooled, they are nothing like you. You've been doing an excellent job collecting Phantoma. Those 2 new kids will be assisting in the harvest, but they don't know what Phantoma is, and I would prefer if they remained unaware. Other than you 12, only a handful of elite researchers are privy to information about Phantoma. You dears receive certain privileges because you're special, but those 2 new ones are not. Our research is strictly confidential, and I would hate for any secrets to get out. So do your poor mother a favor and keep this information to yourself. You do that for me, won't you, darling? Okay. Mother. She's the scientist that created us, so thusly all the children call her mother. All the Class 0 kids call her mother. Interested in her research, yes, very much so. It's your classic Sephiroth logic.
All right, let's cut through the formalities. I am now your commanding officer, Kurasame.
Commanding officer?
Yes. As of this moment, you are under my command. The authorization came directly from Arch-Sorceress Auracia Alracia.
From
Mother?
No. Hey.
She created them.
Take a hike, yo. We only take orders from Mother. Got it? You're not wanted here, yo.
Bitch slapped.
Oh, you son of a bitch, that hurt!
That's enough!
Ooh, this guy is pretty tough.
Not for long!
Who's that idiot?
You said it was Mother's decision. Are you saying you won't follow Mother's orders?
Satisfied? Good. Henceforth, you will execute Dominion missions under my command. When you have no assignment, you will live here, at Academia, with the other cadets.
On campus?
Yes.
We never had to do that before. Why start now?
Does that come from Mother, too?
Yes. Those are Dr. Auracia's orders. Also, Cadet Machina, Cadet Rem, enter.
Take that edgy mask off.
2 new cadets have been assigned to Class 0, starting today.
Machina Kunigiri. Hello.
Rem Tokimia. Nice to meet you. Let me guess. Chaperones?
Your time is yours until you receive further orders. I have high hopes for you. May the crystal guide you.
Good to see you again. Thanks for the assist the other day.
Yeah. Thanks so much for helping us out. Seriously, though, I can't believe Class 0 is real. Why, my friends and I were sure yourselves were just one of Academia's urban legends now we were. And you're so powerful. Just 3 of you took down a l'Cie. Oh,
We are pretty
which
cool.
reminds me.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember at all, actually.
Starting Starting today, I'll be relaying mission information and instructions from the Dominion. I am the Military Operation Organization and Guidance Logistics Expert. Moogle for short, Kupo. Some prefer to call me the Military Operation Guide, or MOG, Kupo. You can call me whatever you want. I hope to be of service, Kupo.
Whatever I want? How about... Moglin! 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 Lin!
No, Kupo. No Lin, Kupo. But besides, I do have a proper name, Kupo.
What is it?
Hatskamini Lotayosna Iriporchi, Kupo.
Yes, you sure can.
That's too hard. Moglin's good enough.
Good enough? Kupo.
Yes, 5 is the weird one.
Kupo?
Get to the cemetery and head out the door through the rear garden. Many brave men and women gave their lives for us on liberation. You should offer them a prayer of thanks, Kupo. After all, you can't start thinking about the future until you pay homage to the past. To the cemetery. Away.
What is this place?
Here's a real interesting
called a
plot
cemetery.
development.
What's a cemetery?
Here we carve the names of the fallen, so their legacies may live on.
Because we are unable to retain memories of those who die before us.
I heard that the crystal removes our memories to help us, so that the living will be tied down to the dead.
That's why we leave our knowing tags behind before we go to battle.
3, 6, and King.
As
Okay.
proof that we lived. If no one comes to pick up a tag, it means that person died.
Then that name is engraved here, as the name of someone who died for the Vermilion Bird. I always make sure to write down the names of everyone that I meet, or go out on a mission with. Then after a mission, I check to see if there are any names I don't recognize. If there
No.
are names there that I don't remember, then I come here and look for the people I once knew. But I still can't remember them.
That's important plot. Whenever someone dies, the crystal wipes any memory of anyone having known them. Have you finished your prayers, Kupo? Let's learn how things work around at Academia. On mission day, Central Command will issue sortie orders, and you'll be on your way. Until then, though, you're free to use free time to talk to whoever and go wherever you please. You have 12 hours of free time in one day. Pay attention to the characters following the icons. Initiates an event, offers tutorials, and hints for progressing later in the game. Yeah. Yeah, Skippy. I don't care about any of this. So you said 3. They write the names down. Or they try to remember. Rem just said she likes to write the names of people down to see if she doesn't recognize any names anymore.
An artifact shrouded in mystery, said to be born of the Vermilion Bird Crystal. I've heard it has the power to manipulate time and space.
That's according to some legends.
It's a save point.
In the Dominion, we sync them with magic and use them for data input and communication, Kupo. You can save your data and such, Kupo.
If I'm not mistaken,
Thank you for the save point tutorial.
cadets can do all of that with the naturally occurring relics all over the world.
That's right, Kupo.
Queen's the smart one.
If you find one, you should check it out, Kupo.
Alright, let's see. Assignment 3. Six and King, you said, huh? Oh, I forgot about her. Model viewer. That's a good question. I can just do this, and I can tell you what each weapon they have is, and just so. Trey has a longbow. Sink here has a big mace. Kang has twin revolvers. She has a gun. Ace is Ace. Scythe here is big scythe lady. 7, you've already seen before. Sink isn't 6? No, you're right. 8 here is Fisty Man. Sink is... She's 4. One. Where in the hell is... Oh, there's Deuce. She's down here. 1, 2, 3. Scythe is 6. Yeah. Gator is 5 and Sink is 4. Right? Yeah, similar names in Spanish. You right? So you said Scythe. Easy. We'll do the reserves this way then. 8 has brass knuckles. 9 has a lance. You've seen 9 already. He was the lance guy that I was using before. Jack, katana. Queen was the sword lady with the thunder that I was using before. Deuce, she's resident bard. She has a flute. I'm not playing as her. Machina has drill swords. And Rem has knives, daggers. I'm gonna set Scythe as the leader. Next mission I want to. No! I don't want to play the bard. Behind. Okay, so you already see, I guess that means they're officially one of us now. In that case, why don't I show you around a little? The green portal connects all the center. Yeah, you can go to all the places. There's Central Command. Yeah. I know where all the stuff is, so I don't care. Central Command. Looking for exclamation marks. No, 3 is the smart one. The other smart one. There's 2 smart ones. He's got a bow. The edgy one is 9. There gotta be people to talk to and do things. Come on. Suppose I could just skip to the time. Oh, this girl.
Hi there.
I mean, maybe a little bit.
We've met before. It's Deuce.
King.
Arya. What? Arya. So, your name is Arya? Help you?
Kupo?
The game doesn't seem like it wants me to do anything, so I gotta just be able to... I don't remember it starting off this slowly. Buy from her. I already feel bad for Arya. I wonder if there's a way that I can just go do the mission instead of trying to kill time. Because they give you a time till mission down there that you see, and it's usually advanced by talking to people, but I don't see any people to talk to. So I wonder if it'll just let me cut ahead. Guess not. I don't know if Tabata made this. I don't know who made this. No, it wouldn't have been Tabata, because Tabata made 13, didn't he? No, it's not Nomura. Thank you for giving me tutorials and stuff, but I want to know when I can go on my mission.
Good work.
I don't want to replay it now.
Might get along.
At ease.
Okay. Because I know that the originally the 3 projects in this series, this game 13 and what eventually became 15, all had different directors. Obviously, Nomura was assigned to 15, Tabata was 13 and someone else did this game. What if I switch to REM if it'll let me go in there? Toriyama. Then maybe this was Tabata. There we go.
Big brother. I'm in Class 0 now. The legendary Class 0.
Bakina.
I was reporting to my brother. Not that I have any memories of what he was even like anyway.
Your brother died during a successful mission. He was protecting the Dominion after all.
But it's weird.
What is?
According to the records, he wasn't part of the Capital Liberation Campaign.
Huh? Then why?
The authorities wouldn't tell me anything.
He was on the battlefield? Without being deployed?
That. Or he was on a top secret mission that they couldn't keep on record.
He's your brother, Makina. I'm sure whatever he was doing, he did his best.
I'd like to think that. But why would he be on the front lines? Brother, why did you die?
Yeah. So wait a second, go back in there. Is there anything else I can do to kill time in here? No. There's gotta be someone to talk to somewhere. Doesn't look like there's anybody to talk to in here. Oh, there's one.
Seems like I'm always running into you guys.
We're in the same class at the same academy. Of course we see a lot of each other.
Yeah, I know, but actually, I had no idea that Rem was even in the Dominion.
If only I had known you were here, Machina, I would have tried to get in touch with you. I would have. I can't believe we kept missing each other for 2 months.
You two actually knew each other before coming here?
Rem and I? We're from the same village.
We saw each other at a drill.
There you go.
I hadn't seen him for 7 years.
I knew it was you. You haven't changed.
Look at you. I was surprised by how tall you'd gotten, Machina. When we were back in the village, you were shorter than I was.
Yeah, like I said, you haven't changed.
I'm gonna change back to Sice. Usually there's a bunch more of those exclamation marks than what are here in the first one.
You look well.
Oh. You just do your new life at Academia, darling. As it were, I was hoping to have a little chat with you. I'm sure you've all been wondering why the 12 of you weren't affected by the Crystal Jammer. After all, the rest of Dominion was completely helpless in the face of the device. You see, the Empire's Jammer suppressed the Vermilion Bird Crystal, the source of Rubrum magic. By cutting off access to their lone lifeline, the legions were left utterly powerless. You children, however, are special. You derive your power from a different source. From where, you ask? Why, from your dear mother's love, of course. In any case, darlings, you have absolutely nothing to worry about as long as I'm here. Do your best. Remember that I'm watching over you. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, I have a special message on my comm.
Special message?
Yes. It appears that the Moogle is calling us all to a meeting.
So let's go back to the classroom and ask the Moogle what it's about.
Yes.
And, what's a comm again?
Oh, it was the name of the communicator that was issued to us. Crystal-Oriented Messaging Medium is what the letters in comm stand for, or so I'm told.
Yeah.
At ease.
You've received your first marching orders from Central Command. Don't make that face. Your fellow cadets will be there to provide backup if you need it. No shame in calling for backup. It helps you complete your objectives. Your mission is as follows. After virtual annihilation of his forces in the Imperial invasion, Rubrum decides to conscript cadets into the military and send them to battle. The Dominion forms an elite unit, cadets who will recapture McTeague, located in the outskirts of Academia. Central Command selects Class 0 to be part of the operation, making the first time experiencing real combat. I expect great things. If you don't disappoint me, may the crystal guide you. Dismissed.
All right, here goes.
We're counting on you.
Good luck.
I'm rooting for you.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. EXP, all that jazz. Gotcha.
Hurry and close the gate!
Commencing maneuvers.
Wait!
Damn!
You're mine!
This is it.
Stop!
Don't die for nothing.
Leave this to me.
We'll try bow and arrow, man.
Hey, you called? It's all up to you.
This'll be easy. Don't die for nothing.
Leave this to me.
What? Oh, I didn't want to add the SP units. That's right. I wonder if I... Yeah, it'll let me reset. Okay. I didn't want to do that because it replaces my characters and does weird shit. I don't know why. I'm not all about that. I want to play as my characters. None of that weird shit. Oh, it's the wrong direction.
I'm rooting for you. Good luck.
Good luck to you.
So we'll just redo it.
To the right! Hurry and
Class
close
zero.
the gate!
Commencing maneuvers.
Wait! You're mine!
Don't die for nothing.
Leave this to me.
How's this?
It's all up to you.
This'll be easy. For nothing.
Step aside.
This is it.
Easy.
Keep it up! Shoot them before they get closer! Take this!
Ow.
you got. Leave this to me. It's all up to you.
This'll be easy. Now.
My turn. Spray him.
Ah!
This is it. Don't die for nothing.
Give them all you got. Leave this to me.
Yep, they can all use magic. Each one of them usually has a different ability. Trey here has Blizzard.
It's all up to you.
I believe King also has Blizzard, and she has Lightning. And she has Cure. Ow. Oh, I'm out of MP. That's why my thunder wasn't working. Go this way.
You'll go no further! Sniper team, get to your post!
Now. Don't die for nothing.
Step aside.
Thank you for letting me know, game.
They broke through? Tight defenses!
Give them all you got.
This'll be easy.
Ow.
Demons! Ah, you demons!
Don't die for nothing.
Step aside. You got. Leave this to me.
Engage! Mow them down!
It's all up to you.
This'll be easy.
Very
Mission
nice.
accomplished.
Woo! Didn't even let anybody die. Perfect. Now we go back. Easy first mission. Yeah, more or less. It's not exactly the hardest or the easiest thing in the world to die, or it's not hard to die.
Yeah, what?
Funny how it just kind of smacks you right between the eyes. I mean, I think about it, I go, the worst time to caught up and all that. Roses are red garbage. Been right in the middle of a war. Then again, maybe a little romance is exactly what we need in a time like this. When you're in love, you got someone to fight for to make sure you make it out alive. But here I am, in love with the girl of my dreams, and that jerk's always blocking me out. Not even dating or anything. Gah. Anyways, thanks for letting me get that off my chest. No problem, buddy. I'll come back out and talk to you later. Actually, I might come out here and talk to you now. Because you're a cutscene.
Rubrum girl, if it's not any trouble, I would like to ask your assistance.
Oh, yes, ma'am? We are envoys for the Kingdom of Concordia. We must speak with the Chancellor quickly.
We would like to know where we might find his office. We received directions, but the scenery impressed me so that I seem to have gotten us lost.
2, 4, and 8.
The
Okay.
best way to get to the Chancellor's office is by going through that magic portal up ahead.
Oh my. It appears that we have taken quite the detour now, haven't we?
You seemed so confident. I was certain you knew where you were going.
Thank you for your help, young lady. May the path you follow be bright.
You have
Deuce,
our gratitude.
Cater, and 8. Waifu of the team. I don't know. I like Seiss. The Moogle's gonna teach a class. The Empire's main airship fleet, where is it stationed? If I may, Commander, allow me to enlighten my classmates. The Militesi fleet houses Gwenair. For those of you unacquainted with military history, incorrect. The main fleet is stationed at Erwin. Yes, of course, I was going to say that. You just didn't let me finish. What a know-it-all. Seiss, wake up and tell me the capital of Concordia. What's the point of keeping my eyes open when I can answer these questions in my sleep? It's Misha Mugi. I owe you apologies, Seiss. You're a lot smarter than you look. You surprised me too, 8. I mean, given how puny you are, I expect you to punch like a 10-year-old. Mention my height again and I'll show you firsthand just how strong I am. Damn kids. Anybody out here to talk to? Nope.
Help you?
Ethers are expensive. Holy fuck. Bum bum ba da da ba da ba 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 da da ba da. Nobody to talk to in here. Also a big fan of 7. Like 7 a whole lot.
Machina, looking for something?
Yeah.
Capital Liberation Campaign Report. What do you want to know?
Oh, you know, just some stuff.
I see.
So, I guess even Class Zero doesn't have access to top-secret mission reports, huh?
Only division heads have the authority to read classified mission reports. Any particular reason you want to know?
Oh, I was just a little curious.
Oh, hello. What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing important. See ya.
Did I happen to interrupt something? Ace?
There's something familiar about him.
Something familiar, you say?
When I look at Machina, I can't help but feel like I've met him before.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
I should add that you probably might not have noticed because you were not here at the time yet. That guy on the chocobo that died in the very beginning there, Machina's brother. People to talk to? People to talk to? Nobody to talk to? I don't really... Hang on. This'll do it. No, I was going the right way.
At ease.
Yeah, I'm not doing these. So every so often you get a mission like that one that you're allowed to skip out on. That is more or less Fort Condor. Uh-oh.
Your turn.
It's about time. Take over. I'm ready.
There are random encounters, as you just saw. I know, it's so dumb.
Here goes. Do your best.
Rest up. Not yet. Your turn.
It's about time.
Dude, this is so dumb. I love it. I do too. She's pretty good. Honestly, I don't think I dislike any of them. They all play to such different and unique strengths. Gotta get one more random encounter in there.
Take over.
Rest up. Is that all you got?
Even Deuce. She's a good use healer.
842 RG. The deployment of the Agito cadets initiated drastic progress toward the recovery of Rubrum's occupied territory. Following the cadets' brilliant success, the Consortium of 8 approved Operation Retaliate, a bold gambit to recover most of their lost territory. The cadets were informed of the ruling immediately.
I think this is going to be the last mission that I do.
The 25th Infantry is gradually being driven back. Dominion military activity is on the rise, and Concordia appears to be in league with
We'll
them.
keep the same team.
The Queen of Concordia is a cautious woman. She won't fully commit to a war.
She sent reinforcements, but she's keeping them far from the front lines.
You'll receive your orders later. Dismissed.
Sir.
I'll be requiring your services shortly.
Very well.
Is it your intention to use him?
That is not your concern. Status report.
Yes, sir. Engine 9 is operating within normal parameters. All we need to do is locate the target. Then a focused disruption should bring it under our control.
Speed up the search. Do whatever it takes.
Sir.
The gears are turning. Faster than I had imagined. I must finish this before the thunder sounds.
Lord Shuyu? But will that protect us? I mean, will that lead to the safety of the Dominion?
I am l'Cie. Nothing more, nothing less.
Forgive my asking.
Lord Shuyu is a l'Cie. I trust his judgment.
Then the Dominion army will proceed according to plan, if it pleases you.
Do as you wish. There are no guarantees that I can make to you. Should the worst happen, order a retreat.
Should the worst happen?
Let us trust in the crystal's guidance.
Yeah, instead of like the way it works in 13 with, you know,
exactly are you going to make
people doing the crystal things, and I was gonna let that play out, but I pushed the pause button thinking it would pause it, and it skipped it. I don't think that really matters anyway. Oh god, I have to kill so much time? Hopefully they didn't reveal anything important in that.
Well, that should do it. Everything seems to be in working order. How do you feel?
Not too bad.
Are you used to the peristyllium?
Everything's going well, if you ask me. You see the reports, haven't you?
Yes, but there are some things the reports don't tell me.
Are you saying you don't want us to make you look bad?
I'm not worried about me. Besides, it's only natural for a mother to worry about her children. It's all well and good for you to go off to your battles, but do try to come see me more often.
Sure, I'd love to. If you weren't always held up in your office working on something.
I'm as busy as ever, but a mother can always make time to see her children.
Right.
Kupo?
Hang on a second. Be right back. Sorry about that. My daughter needed a drink. So I went up and gave her one. She woke up. Oh, hello again. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I remember all of that though. Just want to get through to the next mission.
Rem, something wrong?
Well, it's just... I heard a rumor. It's about Lord Shuyu. He was sighted near the battle lines up north.
Lord Shuyu? The Dominion l'Cie?
l'Cie don't really move around without a good reason, right? So I'm just wondering what that good reason could be.
I agree. For a l'Cie to appear on the battlefield, something big must be going down.
Cool. Oh, Mog's got lessons. Oh, hell yeah. I'm not gonna read all these. I'm gonna let them play out. Jack's eating food. Fucking Jack. He may be ignorant, but he sure sounds confident. l'Cie is one charged by the crystal to fulfill a focus. l'Cie who follows the crystal will is blessed within the crystal stasis. One who disobeys, however, is turned into live as a seeth. Ha! Mean.
Help you?
Why am I playing as Ace all of a sudden? I don't care about your other classes. Thank you for the free potions. I hate having to do this.
Hey, guys! I don't believe we've met.
Huh? Who are you?
Whoa now! You must be new here if you don't know me. I am Nagi, a paragon of virtue and hero to boys and girls alike. Charmed, I'm sure.
Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, stop it, Deuce. This punk's annoying as hell, yo.
Oh, now, don't be like that. Come talk to me if you have any problems.
Oh. All right. Good night, Claudia. Thanks for coming by. I'm not going to play too much longer as it is. Oh, I can get up to mission day right here. We're close to it. You actually like it? I'm glad. Thanks for stopping by. I think I'm gonna call it here myself, actually, because I'm getting pretty tired. Good night, everybody.